Tesla, the stock is up after the company announced that it will keep more stores open than previously announced. Tesla will also raise most of its vehicle prices by about 3% worldwide, though its Model 3 is going to stay at that $35,000 base price that it promised. Yahoo Finance's Dan Howley is back with me. Dan, of course, this is an interesting turn here, right? So they say we're going to bring the Model 3 down to $35,000. That's a good thing. But you know what? On the higher end vehicle, we're going to push those prices up.
Yeah, I mean, it really means more that they keep the Model 3 entry-level version at $35,000. This is what everybody was hoping they would finally do. They did it, and then as soon as they did it, they say, oh, we're also going to just close stores too and then move everything online. So it was like, we did a great thing, and then we did kind of a boneheaded thing, and I think they realized that it was boneheaded by saying, well, maybe we're just going to close half our stores. And one of the interesting things is they said some of the stores that we previously closed that weren't selling enough vehicles but were in high foot traffic areas, we're going to reopen just because they want to get people into those stores and act as their kind of showrooms. They also were facing a lot of pushback from people who wanted to do test drives, and that's a normal thing that you would do with a car. And we talked about this when they made this announcement. How are you going to do test drives? And their reaction was, well, you can get the car for 7 days or 100,000 miles, whichever comes first, and then return it. That's our return policy, which is great, but it just doesn't work that way for most people. They don't want to be on the hook for that. They want to take a test drive, leave the vehicle lot, go around a couple of streets, and then come back and say, oh, this car feels nice to drive, or it doesn't feel nice to drive.
Okay, so how does the fact that the company's only closing half the stores that they said they were going to close fit into that narrative?
It's basically saying, well, now that we're only going to be closing some stores, we will still have some that'll be open for people to come in, do some test drives, do some repairs. A lot of people were actually very nervous about how would we get our car repaired? What are we going to do if, say, the battery stops working, or there's a malfunction with the door? So they will have places where they can actually go in, have the cars serviced, and then send them back out. And one of the interesting things is, while they say that they're going to reopen some or keep some stores open, they're still technically going to be doing all the sales online. You're going to talk to a sales associate, and then they'll just walk you through the online sales portal, and that'll be that. So it's not really like they're going to be selling anything through the stores. It's still going to be online. The stores are more of a showcase to say, hey, check out these cool electric cars. Want to get in for a second? You need service?
Yeah.
And then that's that.
Well, it's just interesting that they realize that they need some presence to that effect, as you're saying, that consumers are going to be looking for that. So the original plan may not necessarily work. But Dan, also the price cuts that they did mention or did announce, they'll be effective through March 18th?
Yes, yeah. So, I mean, they're making sure that people don't get,
sidelined.
They don't want to have people say, oh, well, we were going to buy this Model S or Model X, and now all of a sudden the prices go back up. And this is actually interesting because when those first announced price cuts were announced, people were really upset. There were some celebrities who were saying, we just bought a Model X, and now you're lowering the price. How come we can't get on that? So I think they saw that reaction, so they're making sure that when when this happens, the re-increase, or I guess increase from the cut, that they're not going to be hurting any sales.
Price adjustment.
Price adjustment.
So
that's even better. Yes. So it'll be a better move PR-wise for them.
All right, great to see you, Dan. Thanks.